Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanam Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. कटाक्षकिरणाचान्तनमन्मोहाब्धये नमः अनन्तानन्दकृष्णाय जगन्मङ्गलमूर्तये अहमस्मि सदा भामि कदाचिन्नाहमप्रियः ब्रह्मैवाहमतः सिद्धं सच्चिदानन्दलक्षणम् मह्येवोदेति चिद्व्योम्नि जगद्गन्धर्वपत्तनम् अतोऽहं न कथं ब्रह्म सर्वज्ञं सर्वकारणं न स्वतः प्रत्यभिज्ञानं निरंशत्वान्न चान्यः न चाश्रयविनाशान्मे विनाशस्यावनाश्रयान् न शोषक्लोशविक्लेदः छेदाश्चिन्नभसो मम सत्यैरप्यनिलाग्न्यम्बः शस्त्रैः किमुत कल्पितैः. शस्त्रैः अपि अनिलाग्न्यम्बः. Even supposing the 5 elements were real, so even with the hypothetically real 5 elements, the space which belongs to the same order of reality cannot be affected at all. Is not subject to destruction, cannot be destroyed, cannot be affected. What to talk of the Atma, which is not even on the same order of reality as space? 4 elements are because space is, and then what? Space is because Atma is. That is the way to assimilate this. So this is a very unique argument. You don't find it in any other grantha. Because his mind is like that, very sharp. And it is very cutting, because this really clearly demonstrates how the I is not subject to any kind of destruction. Very clear, because even if space, which is among the 5 elements, which has all come from Atma to begin with, even relatively speaking, space cannot be destroyed, then Shastraihi, by these Shastras, we have a very interesting discussion in Sanskrit. Astra is that which you throw. Shastra is that which you hold and you launch something out of, launch an astra out of the Shastra. So, bow and arrow. So the arrow is astra. Asanat trayate, after throwing it protects. So then the bow is Shastra. You don't release the arrow and throw the bow also for good measure. Hold on to the bow. Same thing with the catapult. So the catapult, you have a stone, right? You want to ripe mango is there in, of course, somebody else's tree, not yours. So you aim it at that, aim the little pebble at the mango to hit it at the stem, and so that it drops in your side of the garden. Hope against hope, because Prarabdha doesn't cooperate in such situations. So then you do that. You use the catapult to make it taut so that you have a certain momentum for the stone to be released. So when you release the stone, you don't release the catapult. So then, so Shastra is that which you wield. Astra is that which is thrown. So Shastraihi, by these Shastras, which are what? Kalpita Shastraihi, Kalpitaihi Shastraihi, Mithya Bhuta Shastraihi, this is what? It's the 5 elements enjoy a dependent reality on I. The group of five element is because I is. But that's not grammatically correct. Never mind. Just listen. Yeah. The point is. Which is comes first? Five element is. Is that come first or I is? The isness of the I predates. In fact, it's dateless, timeless. The dateless, timeless I presides over time. And in time, the five elements come. Time itself is a as though projection of this awareness consciousness that I am. So, consciousness is, therefore time is. Time is, therefore five element is. Panchabhuta is. And so is. Will the real is please stand up? The real is has the S silent. In is, if you make S silent, what is that? I. See? So easy Vedanta is. Yeah. Is. The is resolves into I. I is. That's why you don't say I is, you simply say I. I am in English, but I is enough. The S is swallowed up. Because the isness of this I, the existence of this I, has no cause. We have seen that. Therefore, it is not an effect. It's not subject to end because time itself is a projection of this I. Time is yet to come, space is yet to come, I is already there. So time and space themselves are projections of this I. What to talk of the other four elements? And anything you craft out of the other four elements will never touch the I. Because they belong to two different orders of reality. The first order of reality here, which under discussion, is called Satyam. There's only one thing that is fit to be put in this order of reality, which is Aham, Atma, I. I'm the only one that fits into this reality. Satyam. And everything else, don't say illusion, no. Everything else depends on this I for its very existence. It draws upon this awareness. So every other thing that shines as existent in this universe borrows its existence from the I, which is self-existent. The self-existent I, and then all other existences, which we call the multiplicity of existences, the variegated existences in this universe are what? Borrowed existence. Borrowed from what? This endless, all-pervasive, location-less existence I. Everything is borrowed. The shine is borrowed. The existence is borrowed. Awareness is borrowed. How? Like our story. Which story? The crow which sneaks into the peacock convention. You've heard of this story before, right? Yeah. So I don't need to tell it. That didn't sit well. I have heard it, but I want to hear it again. Crows are very intelligent. Very intelligent they are. So one such intelligent crow was admiring the annual peacock convention. And the peacocks were inside this convention. They were dancing and wonderful. What a show of feathers, and they were having a good time. They were presenting at a panel of peacocks. And the crow said, I also want to attend. It went and there was a big bouncer peacock at the front. It simply pointed to the sign there. Only peacocks allowed. A sad crow went away and very longingly was hanging out at the perimeter, at the fence. And the crow on the fence saw that the more vigorously the peacocks danced, the feathers fell. It had an idea. Three feathers it put and cleverly attached it to its own feathers. Extensions, they are called. Then it presented itself at the door again, at the gate. Fortunately for it, the staff monitoring the peacock convention had just had diversity training. So if the peacock looked really odd, you shouldn't say anything. Don't say why you have only 3 feathers and look all the other like this. No, no, no. You have to accept and accommodate diversity. This is a differently looking peacock. All right, go. The joy of the crow knew no bounds, and it too danced along with the peacocks. At first, it was careful because very precarious here. 3 feathers spread out and looking, like a bedraggled peacock. Disheveled peacock, an excuse for a peacock, really. But then it couldn't be careful because for too long, because it got caught up in the joyous frenzy of the dance, and it too very, very vigorously danced. What happened is anybody's guess. The feathers fell, and it was pecked out of the convention. Why did you give only 3 feathers to the crow? Sat, Chit, Anand. Reason for everything. Yeah. Chumma, we don't say anything. Simply, we don't say anything. There's a reason for it. So the crow borrowed the borrowed feathers. That's how we got the expression shining in borrowed feathers. The whole Jagat is shining in borrowed feathers of the Atma, featherless Atma, as though feathers. And if you tell that to people, their feathers gets ruffled. Yeah. Because the I is so strong. I did it, I, me. The crow also thought that I'm now a peacock. Up till for a minute it was careful. Slowly it did. But then the music, the DJ was very good. And so it lost itself in the disco. Peacock disco. And revealed itself as what? Jada Vastu. Without Satchidananda, everything is inert. Everything is incapable of even existing, if we can wrap our minds around that. The very existence of objects is dependent upon the subject. Even experientially so, because unless I say, what is this, I don't know, but some flower. Unless I say, this is flower, it's as good as what? Non-existent. This is flower, this is an object. An existence is as good as the extent to which it is cognized. Listen carefully. So the cognition of existence and the existence itself cannot be separated. Cognition of existence, Chit. Existence itself, Sat. And that this existence and this knowledge of the existence is infinite, Ananda, Ananta. None of those three can be divorced from one another. To say they are interconnected is a euphemism. They are not interconnected, they are one, seen from different angles for the sake of our own clarity, just as this author is going to be doing and how he has already started now. So the existence of everything is a borrowed existence. House is. Again, it is time bound. So the time boundedness belongs to the Jagat, the isness belongs to Atma, consciousness, awareness, Brahman. Same thing with anything in the universe. Satchit, Ananda belongs to Atma. What belongs to the Jagat? Nama Rupa. This is what Drigdrishya Viveka, another text says. What does it say? Astibhati Priyam. We already saw that. Astibhati Priyam. Nama Rupa Etat Panchakam. There are 5 elements that go, 5 ingredients that go to make up the Jagat, so to speak. One is that Asti is ness. Bhati, it is an object that comes to light, can be cognized, cognizable, meaning it is knowable, meaning it is knowledge. And I'll explain that a little more after we finish this. So it is knowledge. Priyam, it is beloved to me either by its presence or by its absence. Then it has a name and form, through which this Astibhati Priyam shines, which as though becomes an upadhi, a container, so to speak, for this Astibhati Priyam. So Astibhati Priyam, it shines, it is knowable. In fact, it is all knowledge and it is forever. And then Nama and Rupa, 5 things, 5 aspects, so to speak, go to make this Jagat up. First 3 are what? Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam. First 3 are appropriated by Brahman. And what is Jagat? What is left? Nama Rupa. Sad Nama, sadder Rupa. Yes. Nama Rupa, name and form belongs to the Jagat. A mere shell. A shell is boring. Shell has to be filled up. The gunpowder is Astibhati Priya. Packs a punch. Makes everything alive. Like our sweet dishes, so many things are there. In every culture, we have the Vedantic sweet dish, where we have the dough, and then inside that, a sweet filling. And that filling is called Purna. Yeah. Even the ancient cooks studied Vedanta. This shows. Filling is called Purna. Outside it's just bland. We have this, some version of this in France, what is that called? Croissant. Actually, it's a fancy way of saying crescent. We just roll the words differently, which the Sanskrit tongue is incapable of doing. And so that is filled with what? Chocolate, some kind of gooey, delicious stuff. Then we have, what are those things you made for me once, those balls? Yeah, what is that? Some dumpling, kind of a thing. Some nice fillings. Yeah. I have reservations saying mochi because in Hindi it means cobbler. So I have to wrap my mind around that. So like this. So outside is just Namarupa, bland. And we have that which is in Ganesha's hand, our own mochi. What is that? Modaka. Modakam is that which brings joy, an agent of joy. What is that which brings joy? The outer covering? Who cares about that? If you see children, they'll take out the outer covering and eat the filling. Filling is what is fullness itself, metaphorically. So, asti bhati priyam nama rupa etat panchakam. Adyatrayam brahma rupam. The first three are what? They have been appropriated, copyrighted by Brahman. What is that? Existence, knowledge. And I'll tell you why this it is called knowledge. And the unendingness of it. And the Jagat, what is left with the Jagat? What is left? It's just a dry shell of Nama Rupa without the filling. If we can imagine Modak without the filling, Mochi without only chi, no more. If we can imagine, then we see that it is just a shell. Brahman makes things delightful. But yet, we fall in love with the shell. You're not in love with the shell. You're in love with Brahman. But you can't objectify Brahman. Why? It is you. So therefore, there is a transference. That's why it says fall. The operational word here is fall, meaning there is no control there. That's why one falls in love with a shell. Anything that one loves, is oneself. So here, isness, that something exists, Sat, Chit, that it comes to light. Either it is Pramana Siddha, I operate a means of knowledge and it comes to light, meaning it is knowable. Or it is Svatas Siddha, if I'm talking of myself, but here now we are talking of objects. So it is knowable. Why is it knowable? It is knowable because it is knowledge itself. So, which is not extricable from the existence. So, flower is, when I say, what am I saying? Flower knowledge is. What is flower? Other than knowledge, there is no flower. What is this? Flower. Where is the flower? This is flower? No, that is leaf. Okay, this must be flower. No, that is stem. This is flower. No, that is just, I don't know what it is, but it's the whole thing is flower. Whole thing is flower. Then you just, Puja Swamiji used to say, every knowledge lasts up to just one more question. You show this to the botanists, they will say, it grows in bunches because of this. It's all used to because of some survival. It survives, it has to survive. Everything is Satchidananda, therefore it has the desire to survive, the instinct to survive. Starting with the mosquito that bites you when you're not looking. It also wants to survive you. Yeah. If it bites where you are looking, then it will get instant moksha. It knows that. That's why it will bite somewhere when nobody is looking. On the legs, in a shaded place, etc. So that instinct to survive, that wanting to be forever is inbuilt in every jiva, ananda, and that something is knowable means it is knowledge itself. It's Ishvara's knowledge spread in the form of the universe. Don't say Ishvara's knowledge spread in the universe. Ishvara's knowledge spread as the universe. Ishvara's existence spread as the universe. So when you use the word spread, you think of jam. Yeah. Yeah. And then you take butter and bread, and then you spread. In fact, the jams are themselves called spread in America. Then you spread, strawberry spread, raspberry spread, and you spread it on the bread. Okay, bread spread. After that, what? Gone, bottle empty. Is this Satchidananda in a bottle? Over the bread of the Jagat, it is spread. And then what? Hmm? That's why Ananta. Unending existence, unending knowledge, always. A spread that is never spread too thin. Unending spread. That is Ishvara. That is Maya Shakti. That's what happened to Draupadi. Dushasana, whose name means badly behaved. Surely his mother did not, Gandhari was stupid, but surely she didn't name him that. She's not that stupid. I surmise his name must have been Sushasana, well behaved. But because of his bad behavior, he got the name Dushasana. Dushasana wanted to disrobe her in public because he felt that he owned this woman. The Pandavas were stupid enough to stake her in a game of dice, even though never in the Shastra women and children are seen as property, which is a far cry from even Victorian England, where women were seen as property of the man. Never in the Shastra. Still, because of their own misogyny, they did this and they said, we have staked you because of the desire to gamble, addiction to gambling. There she stood, defenseless. 5 husbands, not one came to her aid. And this fellow wanted to disrobe her in public, take off her sari. She cried out to Krishna, are you going to watch this? What is going on? Look at this mockery of the 5 husbands. Not even one can come to my aid or stand up for this injustice. And Krishna unleashed Satchidananda in action. And Dushasana kept on pulling one sari after another magic sari. She was always fully clothed, beautifully clothed. Each sari was even more beautiful than the other. Then after that, Dushasana was tired. He quickly made an appointment with a chiropractor. Repetitive stress injury, overuse. So, you see, that Ananta, this is what it is. Sometimes you see it in a, what is that? In an auspicious magic. We saw it here. Even Bhagavan knows desperate situations call for desperate measures. So, everything in this world is nothing but chit, chit, chit knowledge. Satchit, satchit, satchit that goes on forever. Nothing can be without satchit. Otherwise, it cannot be called Jagat. Flower is means what? Flower knowledge is. And the knowledge that we have, and what kind of a knowledge? Anantam jnanam, endless knowledge. Because the knowledge that we have is just up to one more question. One more question you ask. And what is that? Why is it like this? I don't know. Even the botanist has to say, I don't know. Why this disease I have? The doctor has to say, doctor will not say, I don't know. Doctor will say, well, we are still doing research on that. Why do I have it? Well, it usually attacks people between 40 and 50. And they will tell that. Why me? I don't know. Why does it attack people between 40 and 50? I don't know. I don't know why. Because I have a finite buddhi, finite body from the standpoint of this particular upadhi. I don't know the particularities of how this jagat functions. I don't know my own karma and how the karma phala will come across. I don't know how it will unfold. I do not know. I do not know so many things in the jagat. And guess what? I need not know. All I have to know is that it is just knowledge. And that knowledge is chit, which is the truth, the content of myself. That's why I'm Sarvagya, all knowing in a general way. But Ishvara, from the standpoint of the Upadhi, from the standpoint of this body, mind, sense complex, Ishvara has the Sarvavetritvam, Sarvavit. Sarvavit means knowing everything in particular. Yas sarvagnyah sarvavit yasyaiva mahima bhuvi. Upanishad. So, where does that leave us? I don't know. That's where we are. I don't know. Everything is I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. But that which says I don't know is all knowledge. You see, this is what we have to be able to sit with this as though polarity. That which says I don't know knows that it doesn't know. That's why it is all knowing. That's why it is all knowledge. And so this Satchidananda is what? Is manifest as the five elements, manifest as the fire, water, air, earth, space. And if the five elements are destroyed, Satchidananda is not destroyed. Time is destroyed, Satchidananda is not destroyed. The form called time, the name called time is destroyed. Name called Vayu and the meaning of the word Vayu is destroyed. But Satchidananda is not destroyed. Satchidananda is intact and the Namarupas keep changing. This is what we have to understand. And so therefore, verses 4 and 5 talk about how this, the indestructible nature of this Atma from the standpoint of existence, timeless existence. Not subject to time and avinashi. And the same message is given in the Gita. Akledyoyam adahyoyam. Achedyoyam adahyoyam. Akledyo shoshya evacha. Nityas sarvagatasthānuhu. Achaloyam sanatanaha. Same thing. Akledyaha. Achedyaha. Adahyaha. Not subject to burning, not subject to water damage, not subject to dehydration, destruction by the air element, free of all destruction. This I is the nature of this I. And why? What is it? Nityaha. Therefore, always the same, unchanging. Sarvagataha. Everywhere, all pervasive. If it is Nitya, it cannot have a location. If it has a location, then it becomes bound space-wise, time-wise. Sthānuhu. Sthānuhu means not undergoing any change. Even though it may manifest many names and forms, it's self-free of change. Achalaha, unmoving. Sanatanaha, there in the same form all the time. This is the Bhagavad Gita. Now, verses number 6 and what verse did we just finish? 5?
5.
Yeah. So now, verses number 6 and 7 talk about the same thing from the standpoint of Chit. We saw it from the standpoint of Sat, did we not? Say yes, even if you want to say no. Yeah. So we saw it from the standpoint of Sat. Now we are going to see it from the standpoint of what? Chit. Yeah. And so, let us learn how to chant that. अभारूपस्य विश्वस्य भानं भासन्निधेर्विना कदाचिन्नावकल्पेत भाजाहं तेन सर्वगः together. अभारूपस्य विश्वस्य भानं भासन्निधेर्विना कदाचिन्नावकल्पेत भाजाहं तेन सर्वगः. Vishwasya, for this Jagat. Vishwa means Jagat. For this world, which is what? Abha-rupa. Abha means not Abha. Okay, Abha means all shine. Abha. The is the negative particle. Nabha. Abha. What is Bha? Shine. What is Abha? No shine. No shine. Means insentient. Shine for us means sentiency, awareness, consciousness. So Jada, for this Jada Jagat, for this universe of names and forms, and the names and forms are what? Sentient or insentient by themselves? Insentient. Abharupasya, so for that which has an insentient form, which is what? Vishwasya, this whole Jagat. Bhanam na. Bhanam means that shine, that cognition, that awareness is not there. Vina bha sannidhe. Sannidhi, proximity. Bha sannidhi, proximity to the source which is bha, which is all shine. We have already seen this. That's why we went into the story of the crow, which we have heard 100 times. Yeah, because that's why, because I thought it's an investment, okay? Not just entertainment. So, recall the crow story and apply it over here. That's the idea. You do the work. So, so 3 feathers, Sat Chit Ananda. So the peacock hood of the crow is gone without Satchidananda. And so here Chit is highlighted, Sat was highlighted in the last 2 verses we saw. Now we are taking the Chit, we can't even call it aspect. We should say we are seeing this whole thing from the standpoint of Chit, knowledge. So the Chit feather gone, the peacock hood is in jeopardy. Without Chit, the whole world is insentient. We have this in the Sharada Stotram also, towards the end. Yaya vina jagat sarvam mukam unmattavat sada ya devi vagadhishthatri tasyai bhanyai namo namaha. Very beautiful. Yaya vina. Without whom, and who that is a surprise to be revealed in the last line. Yaya vina sarvam idam jagat, this whole jagat. Mukam unmattavat sata. It is both crazy and dumb. Yeah, this jagat. As though crazy. Unmatta means crazy. Unmattavat, as though crazed and dumb. Unable to express itself. Tasyai namaha, unto her, my namaskaras. Who is she? She is in the form of speech itself. Speech here is knowledge. Because what you know, you talk. No, not necessarily. I also. We are not talking of that, okay? Generally speaking, what you know, only you talk. If you don't know, don't talk. Hint, hint. Yeah. So that Ya Devi Vanyai. So that Devi who is in the form of Vani, speech. Speech means knowledge. Speech throws the light on an object. That means what? It is knowledge. It brings that to light. She who brings the Jagat to light, she is that knowledge principle. She is that Jnana Tattva. She is Chit in the form of Vani, the mode of expression. She is that. Vag Adhishthatri, she who presides over speech. Tasyai Vanyai, to her who is in the form of speech. Namo Namaha. So if Chit is withdrawn, the Jagat is crazy. The Jagat is dumb, unable to express itself. Unable to, it's just a mere shell, a name and form, a word and meaning. And so here, the Chit is highlighted. Abharupasya Vishwasya Bhanam, the shine of the Jagat, which is what? Without shine by itself. So the shine of the Jagat, meaning the knowledge which is the Jagat, which is spread, which is manifest in the form of the Jagat, does not belong to the Jagat. Simply put, that is what is the essence of this. Does not belong to the Jagat. Belongs to what? Atma, Satchidananda, I, which is Ishvara. Bhasannidher vina, without the proximity to the source of this light, which brings everything to light, nothing in the Jagat can come to light. Let us take a small, very, obvious example, but something which needs to be repeated. My eyes see you sitting in the room. Why do they see you? Why do they see your body sitting in the room? They see your body sitting in the room because my eyes are dependent upon the light. Sunlight, let us say. Let's pretend we are not in Eugene. So, sunlight. Let us say, so we are having an outdoor class, it is sunlight. So in order for me to see the various bodies, the light has to reach the eyes, correct? And that's not enough. The object also, which is your body, has to be bathed in light for me to say, I spy with my little eyes you. Correct? So supposing this was pitch dark. Now we come back to Eugene. Yeah. Eclipse, April 8th. One is in the path of totality. Then what do you see? You see that you don't see anything. So therefore, for your body to come to light, there must be a source of light. For my eyes to be able to see something in the room, there must be a source of light that first blesses the eyes and simultaneously blesses the object that is to be cognized. And that's how cognition takes place. Here, replace the word light with a light like consciousness that brings everything to light. So, this dull Jagat, like the crow, does not shine, cannot come to light. The dull Jagat has nothing. It's Nissara Bhuta. Sara means essence. Nissara means essenceless Jagat. Pun intended. Essenceless Jagat, senseless Jagat. Nissara Bhutam Jagat. This Jagat shines, as it were, in a borrowed light of Satchidananda. That all knowledge of the Jagat belongs not to the Jagat, but to Satchidananda. The Jagat shines in the presence of Satchidananda. The Jagat shines as Satchidananda. And this we cannot do, but cognitively, if we visualize withdrawing Satchidananda, let's say Satchidananda is a rug upon which the Jagat is standing, and you pull the rug called Satchidananda, Jagat falls. Crash. No possibility of existence, no possibility of cognition, no possibility of Jagat being all knowledge and a delightful place. The Jagat is a delightful place because of the presence of Atma, which is I. Jagat is lovable because I am lovable. It's all an endless series of transferences. It's amazing. Jagat is existent. I see the Jagat as existent because I am existent. I see the Jagat as an endless manifestation because I am endless. Manifestation Jagat, the endlessness belongs to me. This we have to claim by 7 o'clock this evening. Yeah. We have to reclaim this. Lots of time is there, don't worry. This is what we have to own up. This is that's why it's an advanced text. It's not for the faint of heart. And so, if this logic is understood, the logic is there in the first line. Abharupasya vishvasya bhanam bhasannidhehe vina na. For this Jagat, Abharupasya, which is in the form of inertness, which cannot come to light by itself. That means what? Bhanam, that the coming to light of this Jagat, the knowability of this Jagat, the shine of this Jagat, the attractiveness of this Jagat, we have to say that. The attractiveness, the Jagat is so beautiful and so attractive. So many things call out. Take me home. And things like this, they call out. The allure does not belong to the Nama Rupa. What does the allure belong to? Satchidananda. Where is Satchidananda? Right here. Right where the I is cognized is Satchidananda. So now we have Satchidananda falling in love with Satchidananda. Satchidananda looking for Satchidananda. You, where are you? You see, some of these Greek myths and all, they're very full of knowledge here. Narcissus, a fellow Greek demigod-like creature. And what did he do? He was very handsome, happened to look at his reflection in a body of water, fell in love with himself. Pining to be one with that. And of course, he fell in love with the name and form. That's why he was pining away, could not eat, could not drink, tried to embrace himself in the reflection. And what, he just got wet, that's all. No reflection, no, he could not embrace, could not have union with this reflection. Died pining of an unrequited love. A love that was not understood. A love that was forcibly projected outside to the Nama Rupa in the form of his face or in the form of his body, not knowing that what he is loving is the truth of himself. Very nice metaphor here. So similarly, everyone is sad because one is pining for themselves. Even if you're pining for something else, it is you're pining for yourself alone. This is what is Atma Ajnanam, not knowing this. But back to the verse at hand. Abharupasya vishvasya bhanam na. The inert universe which is incapable of being self-evident cannot come to light on its own. And that which cannot come to light on its own is called mithya. However, if you place it next to Satyam, it shines immediately. It borrows the light without paying for electricity, and it shines free. Free. It doesn't pay rent for existence. It doesn't pay electricity for the shine. It's a squatter. It never leaves. Jagat squat is a squatter. Like a renter you cannot get rid of. It just occupies Satchidananda and pretends to be Satchidananda. When in not being Satchidananda. Talk of identity theft. So it borrows, it shines in borrowed light. Mithya shines in the borrowed light of Satyam. So that order of reality, which is self-existent, causeless, as we saw, not destructible, as we saw, that existence which is not destructible, which is in the form of all-knowingness, which is all knowledge, is lending its presence to everything that is opposite of it, inert, not in the form of knowledge, and of a time-bound existence. And when it's bathed in that light, it comes to light. It comes to light in a borrowed existence. That's why I have to say, this is the microphone. Microphone doesn't say, this is the teacher. And besides, I have a few thoughts of my own. Why should I have no job satisfaction all the time. I'm amplifying the teachers. I have a few things to say. Thank God. Because what? It is inert. It is dependent upon that light of knowledge in the form of my own awareness, me awareness, to bring the mic to light, to bring the pot to light. We have pot here. Yeah. To bring the pot to light, I have to say, this is pot. The pot does not say, high time. You've been teaching for 3 days only. Now you thought of me. Already I have no job satisfaction. I was happily minding business, my business with other pots in India, and you got me here. Why? Why did you do this? I'm an alienated immigrant pot. I don't belong. I'm an Indian pot. I'm a small pot. And if you look closely, I'm a crackpot. There's a crack. And the pot will say, yeah, you only caused it. You must have dropped me. And you're holding me with 3 fingers. I'm a pot. I'm not a tripod. So hold me properly, otherwise I'll fall. It doesn't do that, thankfully. Right? Bye-bye. Thank you. It doesn't do that. It is dependent on I for its existence. Whole Jagat full of mithya, filled with mithya, nothing but mithya. Namarupa, Namarupa, Namarupa is dependent on me for its existence, for its cognition. What am I? Sat. What is the Jagat? Mithya. Because we cannot say Jagat is non-existent. If anybody says Jagat is non-existent, drive on a rural Indian road. Non-existent road. Non-existent potholes. And then you'll have to say, my spinal cord is also non-existent. That's what you'll have to say. But yet, it is not self-existent. It is dependent on me for its cognition. Even the spinal cord relies on me to say it hurts. I have to cognize the hurt. The whole world of mithya is like that. Neither here nor there. Neither totally non-existent, nor completely self-existent. In between it hangs. Like yesterday I said, like Trishanku. neither non-existent nor existent. It borrows its existence from Sat. Therefore, yatra yatra mithya, tatra tatra Sat. Yatra yatra means where, Indian English. Where there is mithya, there is Sat. Wherever there is mithya, there is Sat. Ooh, I got it. Wherever there is Sat, there is mithya. No! Vedanta is a one-way street. Wherever there is mithya, there is Sat. Sat is Sat, mithya is Sat. I don't understand. Go back to the actor and beggar story. One highly paid actor in some wood, Bollywood, Mollywood, Sandalwood, so many woods are there. Hollywood, in some wood. Malayalam, Hollywood is called Mollywood. Sandalwood, whatever you want, you can do. Bollywood, highly paid actor, cast in the role of a begging man. Beggar is mithya here. It's a mithya role. It's mithya because it is dependent upon the actor. Mithya doesn't mean false. Mithya doesn't mean non-existent. Mithya means a dependent reality. Just like the body of the beggar draws upon the body of the actor for its existence. The mind of the beggar draws upon the knowledge of the actor for its being and expression. In fact, the whole beggar is dependent upon who? The actor. But is the actor the beggar? No. Because even as he's performing the role, the bank balance is going up. He's feeling thrilled with himself. And he knows at the end of the day, he can take off the costumes and then have a shower and then he's, fine. Go and relax in his house. The beggar is not actor, but actor is not the beggar. Mithya draws on Satyam for its existence, but then Satyam is Satyam. Satyam does not draw on anything because we already established that as what? Causeless. So therefore, Mithya becomes a very sticky situation. You cannot dismiss it. You cannot say, oh, this is terrible. No. It's all Ishvara, Ishvara. That's why we Ishvaraize the entire universe. Is that even a word? Yes. When in doubt, Ishvaraize. What does it mean to Ishvaraize? Just like, weatherize the windows. When you Ishvaraize the Jagat, you insulate yourself from sorrow and fear. You say the whole Jagat is what? Nothing but Ishvara, nothing but Ishvara. It's all Ishvara, Ishvara, Ishvara all the way. Ishvara means what? Satchidananda. That's what it is. Whole Jagat is Satchidananda. And I, who is the cognizer of the Jagat, cannot come therefore under the spell of this Mithya. I am the observer of this Mithya. Nay, I am that entity, that Satyam upon which this Mithya depends. This is what has to be understood. And we are not just through the first line, I think. What's the second line here? Kadachit na avakalpeta means it is even to imagine the Jagat shining on its own without any help is not possible. So therefore what? It's very interesting and very highfalutin. Therefore, I am Bha. And I am Sarvaga. Sarvaga means all-pervasive and Bha means consciousness. I am all-pervasive consciousness. So very, very big therefore. Therefore, we'll see it in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Good night, good morning, wherever you are.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaskar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaskar.